Watch and burn.
Hey everybody, so tonight I want to discuss David Cronenberg's 2002 film that is Spider. This stars Gabriel Byrne is in this, Patrick McGrath is in this, Miranda Richardson's in this, and of course Ray Fiennes. He plays the lead Spider/Dennis. And what this quite simply tells the story of is Dennis. He was institutionalized for a reason that at the beginning of the film we of course know nothing about, but he's since been released. He's moving on to a halfway house because the doctors at the asylum feel that perhaps he's ready to be reintegrated into society, even though he's not. And they send him off to this halfway house, and essentially the movie is just comprised of him sort of meandering through his day-to-day existence, wearing 4 shirts, and seeming to be sort of obsessive-compulsive over certain aspects of his life. He smokes way too much. His fingers are like perma-stained yellow. So he's really mentally ill, and we find out throughout the course of the film that takes place in modern day wherever that his father, Gabriel Byrne, ended up cheating on his mother back when Spider was a kid with this really nasty blonde chick. And she's just, Cronenberg has her filmed so disgusting, like she gives Gabriel Byrne a hand job down some little alley thing underneath a bridge, and she like fires the cum off her hand, and it's almost like at the camera, and it does a really good job of just setting up how vile this woman is. And so what Spider ends up seeing is that his dad and the chick that he's cheating on Spider's mom with, they sort of conspire to knock off Spider's mom, which they do, and they bury her in the backyard. And then Spider sees it all, so every time his dad's like, yo, you're pulling away from the family, kid, you know, what's going on? Spider's like, you killed my mom. That's what's wrong. And his dad's like, I did not kill your mom, yo, she's alive and well. And Spider's like, oh, listen, motherfucker, that blonde broad in there ain't my mom, okay? You killed my mom. And then it flashes back to him being in the present. He's in the halfway house, and he's at odds with the woman that is running the house. She seems to sort of, at least as far as how, through his perspective, she runs the place with like an iron fist, even though I would argue she doesn't really. It's just Spider isn't quite right. And so again, it flashes back to his youth, and it comes back to the present day, and then back to when he was a kid, and back and forth. The long and short of it is revealed that the blonde woman that his dad was having an affair with didn't exist. And so whenever his father was like, yo, what's going on with you? And Spider's like, you killed my mom. His dad is legitimately like, what are you talking about? Your mom's inside. But Spider can no longer see his mom. He just sees the blonde chick that helped his dad kill his mom. And what happens is Spider rigs up one of his sort of spider web creations in the kitchen to kill the blonde woman that helped his dad kill his mom by turning on the gas in the kitchen so that she would slowly asphyxiate. Except what happens is he kills his mom because the blonde woman doesn't exist. And Spider, he's just not right. And he, unfortunately, even at this young of an age, he needs to be institutionalized. So when he's released and he's in the halfway house, he begins to see the same blonde woman who was cheating with his dad. Except she hasn't aged, and he was a kid then, and now he's a full-on adult. So you know something's not quite right there. And it's revealed again that he's just sort of, he puts this woman's face on anybody who seems, or any female at least, that seems to stand in his way. I think what happened was Spider legitimately saw this woman pull her tit out and sort of like expose herself to him when he was a kid. And first off, that could be traumatic for a young enough kid, assuming that, you know, sexually you weren't really looking to explore yet. You got this nasty broad pulling out a boob in a bar. But then you couple that with the fact that he's very mentally ill, and it sort of created this ultimate evil in his head. And this blonde woman was this slutty, vile, disgusting, murdering scumbag who sort of took over his life. And she did, because in his head, like I said earlier, she takes the place of every negative, I'm assuming, female in his life. The woman that cheated on his mom, as well as the woman that's running the halfway house where he's living in the present day. And yeah, and that's unfortunately, the movie concludes with him being reinstitutionalized because he is starting to make moves to kill the blonde woman that he doesn't like again. who's running the halfway house. And that is how the movie concludes. Now, this is an incredibly serious and sad look at mental illness. Cronenberg, the gloves aren't completely off here. This movie isn't the most graphic thing. It isn't too over the top. There isn't anything all that controversial about this film. It's just a really tragic look at somebody suffering from various mental illnesses. It's like Spider is clearly in the throes of whatever it is that he has wrong with him, and he unfortunately is never going to recover. And like I said, that's how the movie concludes. He's being reinstitutionalized. I think overall my favorite thing about this movie was just the fact that David Cronenberg directed it, and it's such a straight shot. There's no body horror. There's no weird orifices in anybody's armpits. And it's just sort of like a regular movie. And it's fun when a guy like Cronenberg, who's known for one very specific thing, when he steps out of his comfort zone and he does movies like this, or didn't he do A History of Violence too? I think he did. Fuck, I'm not at home, so I can't ask Google. I'm pretty sure Cronenberg did A History of Violence. Doesn't matter. I think I fucked up there at the end. But look, I'm gonna go, so thank you so much for hanging out with me for, oh wow, a little over 6 minutes while I discuss David Cronenberg's absolutely killer 2002 film, Spider, starring Ralph Fiennes. Like always, if you like this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. But most importantly, please don't forget that the world is actually a better place because you are in it. And whatever the fuck it is you're going through, don't let go. It'll get better. Have a good night.